Hello and welcome to another deep week. We are entering another incredibly potent week. If you are sitting here like, I am so done with change, then this time is for you to learn how to regulate your central nervous system, to slow down, and begin to trust the unknown. Because with Uranus shifting on the 25th, so last Saturday, into Gemini, this is all about our relationship with change and our relationship with what is truth for us. And we have been before I go all the way in, you know that we're going to talk about the past a little bit so that we understand where we're going in the future and we know how to work with this energy. Astrology is all about patterns. It's all about working with cycles and systems of energy. It's its own language of patterning. And when we really align with it, that's when magical things happen, breakthroughs happen. Even if we go through really challenging times, we know that it is for our highest and best, even when we can't really understand it in the moment. So it's a really helpful tool for transformation and growth. So before I get in there, my name is Shira. I'm truly honored, grateful to be here with you. Thank you for choosing this channel. I know you have a cajillion options and humans, so thank you. Grateful for you, and let's get into it. Okay, so before I go all the way into it, also I forgot to tell you I am the founder and the main teacher at Abracadabra Astrology, which is a mastery cohort to deep dive your birth chart, to really understand who you are and that higher self part of you, but also to understand why you've walked the journey you've walked. Like, what is it that your soul came here to do? What is it that your soul reincarnated, which is like no small feat. You know, you at one point were the size of a coffee bean and you made it all the way here today. I mean, that's so crazy. At one point you were just nothing. You were spirit. So what is your very personal soul journey? What are you here to learn, and how do you make the most out of it and really lean into that empowered life? So that's what we do in Abracadabra Astrology. I'll leave the info below about that, and let's get into the astrology right now. So first thing I'm going to do is talk about where we came from. So I'm going to share the screen. That's not what I want to share. I'm going to share the astrological screen right now. All right, so before we go into what is upcoming in this week, this is a really deep week. This week is going to ask us to be extraordinarily regulated, like to really be connected to the breath, to that slow and low, deep, diaphragmatic breath that I talk about all the time, that teaches your body to send a signal to your brain that you're good, that you're safe, and to also understand that this week you might have some really deep emotional processing come through out of nowhere. Something from the past, experiences that maybe have been suppressed that you haven't quite been ready to release. This full moon in Scorpio is going to guide us to be able to soften our grip on being attached to that past experience and allow us to let go of it so that we can move into a higher story, a higher version. Just like Scorpio starts as the scorpion, turns into the phoenix, and then turns into the eagle, that rises above and can see the highest perspective, but first does go through that transformation, that recalibration, that transmutation, that alchemy of energy. So this is going to be an alchemical week that we're stepping into. And at the end of the week, when we have this full moon at 11 degrees on May 1st, and we enter this totally new month with this full moon, we're going to learn how to be more in our power than we've ever been before. And that's exactly what we need in order to move forward to, to where we're being called to go. So first, let's talk about a little bit of what happened before this moment so we can understand what the universe has been kind of setting us up for in setting us up for success. Because the universe wants to support you. The cosmos are providing for you. It's just that our little brains just don't have the capacity to understand like the highest spiritual message, because we're humans and we have these neural wirings that are just really wanting us to stay in the comfort of security all the time. I'm just going to shuffle a few cards as I continue, so you might hear cards shuffling, and this is just what I'm being called to do right now, so I'm going to follow it. Now remember, you can always take notes, you can always open your birth chart. First I'm going to talk about Uranus. Okay, so Uranus and Taurus. Taurus is about safety. It is the opposite of Scorpio. Okay, so we have a full moon on May 1st in Scorpio, and Uranus just left Taurus, which is where the sun is now. Now, this is an interesting transition, like the handing of the baton, because Uranus for the last 7 years in Taurus was about getting clear, getting the truth on what was your definition or your relationship to or your connection with safety that wasn't actually safe, like it was an illusion. So I talk a lot about, that could have been a relationship where you were with somebody and maybe you loved them so much, but part of the underlying subconscious story that you weren't aware of until you were was that the dynamic was more about safety, having a partner so that you don't have to go into the big bad world alone, or just meet yourself in your aloneness, or whatever stories are under there. This is, who knows what the stories are. It could be like, this is feeling not worthy of what you really want, not really understanding your own beautiful worth. This is the best I can do. Or maybe it was a job, like, if I leave this job, I won't have anything. I hate this job so much, I'm just going to stay forever and ever. And just being totally attached to this illusion in the matrix, in this system this system that we're in. Some of us are in. We're all in it if we pay taxes. We're in the system. So if you pay taxes, you're in the system. Even if you think you're not and you've broken free and you're, a free bird. We're in it together, okay? So the ways in which we are programmed to believe that we need to stay stuck in environments with people and places that are illusions of security. That is what Uranus came through and gave, for some people, a little bit of a tower moment, like, hey, you thought this was safe and secure, but actually it's not in your highest and best. And what's in your highest and best is to transition into a new way of being and believing and seeing, and you have to go through a challenging experience, or you have to walk through the fire of your truth and get really real with your truth and what you really want and your authentic desires and your heart's desires to move forward. And so Uranus comes, and Uranus is like, all right, I am going to give you an opportunity to create this deep sense of security that you are longing for within yourself. So Uranus brings us surprises and upheavals and like shakes our lives up so that we can learn that doing things the same way over and over and over and over and over again is not the way for us to actually get what we want. And that discomfort and the unknown is not a negative thing. It's just that the fear mechanisms within us make our neural wiring think that if we're in discomfort, it's bad. When Uranus teaches us that discomfort in the unknown builds tenacity, builds personal strength, and actually it builds honor. And we're really learning about walking in honor. And that means we have to do the actions where we create self-respect for ourselves because we have chosen the thing that we know in our heart of hearts and our soul that is right. So I just pulled a card and it's a leg up. This is the time where we've gotten a leg up. Ooh, oh my gosh. That is a polar bear, a leg up, and there's a polar bear. And guess what? I have a polar bear right here. How funny is that? That is so interesting. A leg up. So the universe right now is giving us a leg up for our growth. It's giving us the support for our growth. And there's a lot of like fear. Not everybody. Some of you are so excited, especially if you're a fixed sign and you've been told the story that if you're a fixed sign, you have no more problems now. All life is good forever and you're safe and never have to change. I'm sorry that someone told you that, but that's not the way that our lives work. Our lives work by over and over and over again. We get opportunities to go deeper into the truth of what is aligned with us. Our inner opportunities to create inner peace, opportunities to create inner stability, and opportunities to remember that we are part of the divine spirit. We're a part of source. And being on this physical earth realm is going to throw plot twists. Just being on this physical earth realm, we don't really always know what we're going to get. So these times help us build inner fortitude so that no matter what's happening outside, we have this really powerful, beautiful connection to ourself, our inner strength. And that has been cultivated with Uranus and Taurus. So I'd love to hear like what changed in your life with Uranus and Taurus, because now as Uranus shifts into Gemini, instead of having our safety and security broken up and shaken up and having us get to learn new ways of creating inner stability, inner peace, now we have this opening of the mind, of the kind of thoughts that we think, and the kind of fast frequency of which when we think thoughts, they have the power to show up in our outer world like snap. We're all getting a leg up in the world of the mind, in the world of the thoughts, but also our autonomic nervous system, because your brain sends signals to your body. So your brain is always talking to your body and telling your body really what to do. Like if you think about it, if you say in your brain, you're like, let's say you're watching television and you see a Snickers commercial, random, but you see the Snickers commercial and you're like, ooh, I want a Snickers. What happens? Maybe you stand up, you get up on your feet, and you walk over to go get some chocolate out of the fridge or out of your drawer or something like that. Your thoughts are going to tell your body what to do, right? So we're learning that our thoughts are creating our actions. And then our actions are creating our reality. And the opposite sign of Gemini is Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is your whole belief system. So something around our beliefs and our thoughts is about to change and is about to shake up. And Uranus is the frequency of freedom. So we're learning, what is freedom? How do we feel freedom inside of our mind? And what are we loyal to, or what were we loyal to that we're no longer loyal to because it's not aligned for us. And now we've got a new thing we're going to be loyal to. We're going to be loyal to our journey. We're going to be loyal to our heart's deepest desires. We're going to be committed to training the mind to call that in, not from a place of lack. Because we can't call anything in from a place of lack, and we can't call anything in when we're dysregulated. So that's why it's also so important that with this Uranus into Gemini, which is the mind, and the mind tells the body what to do, things are going to speed up, and we need to be really connected to our breath, really connected to practices that regulate our central nervous system and change our state. That's why Kundalini is so important. It's the technology of consciousness. It's a technology that changes your state and helps clear old dense frequencies that are keeping you stuck, that are not going to be helpful for you. That's why we do Kundalini and Abracadabra astrology. And that's why we do heart coherence. So we can send the signal from the heart to the brain that we're connected to source. And when you remember and realize that you're connected to source and the higher intelligence can flow through you, now you are in the position where you can create a reality from the inside out that you really love and is really aligned with you. So that's what we want from Uranus and Gemini. And we are also going to see what thoughts were keeping us back very quickly. This is going to be a profound time of consciousness. I can't wait for this. I mean, I don't have to. It's already happening. I'm in it right now. See how fast that was. We're in it together. But we're consciousness awakening. And when your consciousness awakens, often you get to walk a more truthful path. So now we've been set up for a path of truth. All of these planets and points in Aries say, let's be honest about our lives. Let's be honest about what we want. This is a path of authenticity. Uranus and Gemini now says, all right, let's shake up the old beliefs and the old thoughts and the old ways of thinking about things so that we can open up to that higher level of truth and authenticity. And that's what we're here for. And then comes May 1st, the full moon. So here we are, full moon in Scorpio. 11 degrees Scorpio moon opposing the 11-degree Taurus sun. This moon is trining Jupiter in Cancer at 19 degrees and is squaring Pluto at 5 degrees in Aquarius. The sun is also being squared by Pluto at 11 degrees. What this means is that starting with the scorpionic energy, it will be a week leading up to the full moon where you want to have a lot of connection to your heart and your emotions. Sometimes when we have memories or emotions or things pop up that we don't want to deal with, we try to escape them. We try to do something different. We try to immediately shift out of it as fast as we can. And sometimes that's okay. Like if your thoughts are telling you things that are not going to serve you and it's just not the time or place, it's okay. You know, if you need to give like a speech at work and your old traumas are coming up, like it's okay to compartmentalize that, you know. But in this week, I would offer to you, if you have the time and space, to, when something comes up, allow yourself to feel it, because it's gonna come up and it's gonna come up strong. And now that doesn't mean that you're you're gonna have like an emotional burst, like a volcano, or like a what is that? Oh, a geyser where the water comes out of the earth. Not like a geyser. Maybe if that's what you need, you're the only one that knows what you need. You're the only one that knows, what you've been through. So you want to have so much love and gentleness for your emotional world and be open to letting old emotions out and through. This is the kind of week where you got to feel it to heal it. Exactly. You got to feel it to heal it. Scorpio is about getting under the surface. It's about doing the detective work. It's about feeling what's been buried. It's about, what is deep inside of you that is about to be ready to be let go of, that you maybe have been holding on to in your autonomic nervous system, in your body, in your emotional field, and you're like, you know what? I'm feeling ready to let this go, and I'm feeling ready to step into a new identity where I tell a totally new story around this thing that's coming up for me. If you have any stories that are disempowering, where you feel like something was taken from you, or there's something that you haven't forgiven, or there's some sort of experience that you're telling a story that is disempowering for you, where you're not the hero of the story, this full moon in Scorpio is going to allow you to seek that higher perspective, that eagle perspective. The scorpion is the pain. Doesn't have to be. I love you, Scorpios. You're the deepest, realest, rawest shit. You're my favorite, okay? But the scorpion tail is like that hurt, boom. This is the truth. This is the honest experience, boom. Then the phoenix is, I walked through the fire. I walked through the intensity. I became ashes and I rose from the ashes. And then the eagle is, now I see the full picture, and here's the higher story. Here is the highest perspective. Here is how I am choosing to tell the story now. How I am my own hero. How I am the eagle that rises above. This is your power. This is your power moment, girl. Like, this is a time where you take your power back from anywhere and anyone that has ever taken it away from you. The illusion that anyone and anything can take your power away. You're rewriting the story, and you're stepping into a deeper level of power than maybe you've had in a really long time. You're conjuring that within you. You're becoming the alchemist. Scorpio is the alchemist. It takes a base metal and it turns it into gold. It takes something that is shit and it turns it into something workable and usable. It's like those people who made those biofuel cars where they went and they got like the crappiest, most disgusting used industrial seed oil from McDonald's, and then they put it through some process so that it could be used to run their car. I mean, that is alchemy. That is alchemy right there. So it's like taking one thing and that maybe is like shit or crap and just totally transmuting it into something else. So something is getting permanently evolved. This is a story of expansion and growth that's coming through you from the emotions that are within you, and you will know what they are because they are going to speak to you. The other thing that's happening here is on this full moon, Mercury, the planet of the mind, is perfectly conjunct aligned at 27 degrees with Chiron, the wounded healer. So this is a story that has been wanting to be healed. This is something in your life that, and maybe it's something you've already moved through, that now it's time for you to share. It's time for you to talk about it. Uranus and Gemini, it's time for you to let it out. Share your story. Be the light for others who are in the dark. Let's see what this says. Ooh, an important message is coming through for you. An important message is coming through for you on this full moon. And this full moon, this whole week, is going to ask you to connect to your higher power, the higher power card. There is a higher power that runs through all things, that knows exactly what is right for you, what is true for you, that has like the biggest picture, the biggest awareness that there is. In this image, I know my little thing is so small, but in this image, she has a key at her third eye. She has a key at her third eye. This is so Gemini, Uranus and Gemini, the third eye, your intuition. Something's coming through. There's an intuition that you're going to know. Something's getting so clear for you, and you don't have to think about it even. Just open up to it, and it comes right through you, and you know exactly what to do. That's what's coming through for you. You're going to know exactly what to do. Okay, and I pulled 2 more cards. The next one's deep knowing. I literally just said that. You'll know exactly what to do. This is a week of deep knowing. Deep knowing, and I also got time for a nap. Now, time for a nap doesn't necessarily mean like go lay down and sleep. It means that whatever is healing for you, please do that. Whatever is healing for you, please do that. So that could be like you listen to healing frequencies on YouTube. It could mean that you go to a yin yoga class. It could mean that you go to a sound bath or you get a massage. But this is a week of really, really deep and profound healing. Like, I'm getting this feeling that it's like a retreat. Like, this upcoming week is going to mimic a retreat. Not that you're retreating from your life, but that you're being called to honor what's inside of you. That's what you do at a retreat. You honor what's inside of you, and you honor the ways to care for and nurture yourself so that you can recharge your energy. So you need to go into this week like as though I were on a retreat, even though I have work, even though I'm working and blah, 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 whatever it is, if you're working. I'm going into this week knowing that this is the time for me to honor myself, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to honor myself and take care of my emotions every day this week, not just Friday, the full moon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to honor and take care of myself and support myself every single day, like my life depends on it. And when you do that, you're going to be setting yourself up for so much success, and it's going to be easier to let go of the things that you're ready to let go of. This is not the week to suppress things, to push things down, to ignore your emotions. This is a time of flow. Scorpio will demand that you are feeling your feels, and so you have an opportunity to heal those feels. The Mercury conjunct Chiron is all about deep, deep healing. And I think we're going to get some information from the deepest part of ourselves that is asking for more love and more support. Maybe your inner child who needs you as this grown adult who knows how to care for herself or himself or themselves. You've been taking care of yourself, learning about yourself. This is the time to sit with and be with that part of yourself that maybe felt like she wasn't safe to feel whatever it was or wasn't safe. Remember, Sun and Taurus about safety. Scorpio is about intuition, psychic knowing, inner knowing, feeling. Chiron is healing. It's like the medicine man, the medicine woman. So this is your opportunity for really deep healing, self-healing, understanding, coming to a place of understanding, and also coming to a place where you're ready to let go. I'm ready to let go. Remember that 27 Aries was the new moon. New moon in Aries. I'm ready for this new chapter. And to know that in order to step into this new chapter in your life, in order to cross that threshold, you got to let go of the past and let go of the things that you're holding on to and the things that you're trying to control. Because Scorpio is also about control. Be flexible. Be flexible. And the All That Glitters card is about knowing knowing your deeper why for what it is that's next in your life, for whatever it is that's next in your life, just understanding like the deeper why. Like, what's the deeper truth? What's your deepest truth? In your heart of hearts, what do you want and why do you want it? And why can't the things from your past come with you into your future? If they're not aligned with your deepest why, your deepest soul knowing, your deepest truth and your heart's desires, you don't have to take them with you into the next chapter. And you can change the story, rewrite the story. This is going to be a profound full moon. I'm so excited for it. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. Please take care of yourself. Do gentle things if you're being called to do gentle things, or do intense things if you're being called to do intense things. I have Kundalini practices in the free school. Kundalini to move out of imagined disability, imagine things. Do that Kundalini practice. I have a whole module in the cohort on Kundalini. The Shunya meditation, zeroing out, that's a really, really great one, where you inhale through your O-shaped mouth, exhale through your nose, heart coherence. Like, whip out the big guns on your healing this week. And happy full moon week. Happy Uranus into Gemini. I'm sending you so much love. This is also a great time to step into your astrology journey. So reach out to me. I'll leave the info below for that. Have a great one.